Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to start a new series. In this series I would try to cover few basic fundamental concepts that an IT professional should have. So let's go ahead and start with today's topic, SSL and TLS and the server certificates. Please subscribe to my channel to get all the latest updates about all the videos that I upload. Also like, share and subscribe to my channel. Please share this video with all of your friends who would be interested in learning these basic concepts and knowledges. Let's not wait any further time and let us begin with our topic today. So today as I told you earlier, we are going to understand the basic concept of SSL and TLS along with server certificates. What are we going to understand today? We are going to understand today what is SSL, TLS, why we use SSL TLS, what are symmetrical keys and public and private keys, how SSL certificate can be procured, how to convert different types of certificate using OpenSSL, and last but not the least, how SSL certificate can be installed in a Java keystore. Let us start with the first topic. What is SSL or TLS? Well, SSL, Secure Socket Layer or the Transport Layer Protocol, are the protocols that provide secure communication over computer network. They are commonly used in web browser. Now, the next obvious question, why would we use SSL? What happens if we use SSL or TLS? Well, if we use SSL or TLS, we can be sure that our connection is secured and the message that is transferred is not read by anyone. It is not tampered or changed by anyone. And we are communicating with the actual intended server. In the other words, we can say that by using SSL or TLS, we get data encryption, data integrity, and authentication. I hope we are now clear why we use SSL and what is actually SSL and TLS. So, having said that, let us now try to understand what is symmetrical key and public key, private key, and how this key would be used for the encryption and decryption. There are two basic fundamental concepts which uses the keys, and they are asymmetric cryptography, and it uses the public and private key, and then there is symmetric cryptography which uses the symmetrical keys. Symmetrical keys. A single key is used to encrypt or sign the messages, and the same key is again used to decrypt the messages. Imagine now, what will happen if you lose the key? Anyone having access to this key can decrypt the messages. Let's take an example of our house to understand this concept a bit more. Keys for the main door got lost and an unknown person passing by finds it. Now, this person would have full access to our house even though we might not like it. After a long day's work, we come back just to find that we are robbed. So you can understand using a same key for encryption and decryption is not secure. To gain more security, the concept of public and private key were introduced. Here what happens? Two mathematically related but different keys are used to encrypt and decrypt the messages. The messages, those are encrypted with public key, cannot be opened with the same public key. There is a different key called the private key which is used to decrypt the messages. Now, if we take the example of our house, the main door lock has two sets of keys. One would be used to lock the door and the other to unlock it. So, if somehow the key that was used to lock the door got lost and was found by someone else, still that person would not have access to the house because a different key would be used to unlock the door. So we gain more security by introducing public and private key. At the end of the day, we return back to our house and see that all the valuables are there intact in our house and we are very happy. This is how we gain security by implementing SSL with public and private key. I hope you understood. If there is any doubt, please write it down in the comment section. Keys and SSL certificate. SSL or TLS uses public and private key system for data encryption and data integrity. Public keys can be made available to everyone, hence they are called public. But here arises a question of trust. How do we understand or how can we be sure that the particular public key belongs to a person that it claims? The answer to this question is very simple. We use digital certificate. So let us now try to understand digital certificate. To explain certificate in brief, we can say a digital certificate provides link between a public key and an entity. Here, by entity, we refer to business, domain name, etc. And this is signed by a trusted third party known as certificate authority or CA. Now, how to obtain a certificate? We need to usually fill a form and send the public key to the certificate authority. Then the certificate authority does the verification and validation. Once it's verified and validated, they send back the key enclosed in a certificate. This is how we obtain the digital certificate. Now, if we see at the picture, we see the applicant, we see it sending the public key and the identification information and then generating a CSR. Once the CSR is generated, it's sent to the certificate authority. The certificate authority does the validation and verification, and once it's completed, it sends the certificate with the public key enclosed within it to the applicant. This is the entire process of generating the certificate. If you have any doubts, please write in the comment section and I will try to clear it out. So, what we know now? We now know about SSL TLS, keys and certificates. But how does SSL work? Well, let me try to explain in a simple way. Let us consider we have one browser and a web server. Now we want to access a web page hosted in the web server over the browser using SSL or HTTPS. What actually happens in this process? The browser initiates a communication with the server and the server returns to the browser with its public certificate. Now the browser checks its trust store and validates the information. Once the information is validated, encrypted data transfer starts. This process of validation is known as SSL handshake. Now if SSL handshake fails, then the communication will not be established. The server would not be able to send encrypted data. There would be no channels created. Now, to explain SSL handshake a bit more in details, let us consider the example of the browser and the web server. So, at first, the browser or the client as we call it sends the client hello message to the server. This hello message that the client sends contains the SSL version, the cipher settings and other information. The server in returns sends the server hello message to the browser. This hello message that the server sends to the browser contains the server's SSL version, cipher settings, and the SSL certificate with a public key and other information. The browser then authenticates, and once successful, the browser creates the session key, encrypts it with the public key, and sends it back to the server. In case of two-way SSL, the server will ask for the client certificate, which would be sent by the client. In this case, it's the browser certificate. In the next step, the server will decrypt the session key with the private key and send an acknowledgement to the client with the encrypted session key. Now, after this point, what will happen is the public key and the private key will no longer be used. For the communication, secure communication, the session keys would be used in encrypted form for the encryption and the decryption process. I hope this is clear. If not, then please let me know. I would definitely try to improve and come up with better contents going forward. So expecting lots of comments in the comment section. We are going to cover the last topic for today. It would be on how to import certificates in a Java key store and few basic OpenSSL commands. This is the OpenSSL command to generate private key and a CSR. This is the OpenSSL command to generate a self-signed certificate. All these commands are there in the description of this video. Please go and check them out. This is the command to convert a DER file, usually .crt, .cer or .der type, to a PEM format. The next command is for converting a PEM file to a DER file. Then this is the command to convert a PEM file and a private key to a PKCS file or a .pfx file or .p12 file. This is the command to import certificate in JKS. We use key tool with few options. -import to import the certificate, -file, the certificate file that needs to be imported, -keystore, the JKS file in which the certificate would be imported, and -alias, which is the alias by which the certificate would be found in the keystore. There are a few other parameters that can also be passed along with this key tool, like -store pass to store the password for the JKS file, but I usually prefer to not write the password in the command itself because it's not that secure. Anybody can who have access to the server can check the password, so it's better to provide later on when it asks for it. Okay, so now the next command is the key tool -list -v -keystore JKS file. This is the command used to view all the content inside the JKS file or the keystore file to check what are the certificates installed inside this keystore. We can do a grep with the alias name for the certificate we are interested to find, because usually a JKS file has lots of certificates, so that is the most convenient way to find a particular certificate using the alias name. So we are all done for today. I hope you find this course very interesting. This is a short and crisp one. I tried to make it as interesting as possible. Please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to my channel so that you get the information about all the latest videos that I upload. See you guys in my next video. Till then, take care. This is Jeet signing off. Bye.